1 in 5 parents in this Mott poll said their kids had no friends or not enough friends. So that's not always a bad thing, but it would be something that parents would want to stop and think about, particularly if the child is making comments about feeling lonely or left out or sad. That's when the parents want to think about making a plan for how to help the child become a better friend and get more friends. For kids in elementary and middle school, having friends is very important, both for developing social skills and for being able to get enjoyment out of the school day. And remember, they spend a lot of hours at school. So when kids don't have friends, it impedes both of those things. They don't get to develop their social skills, and the day can be long and often unpleasant for kids. It can feel really lonely going through the school day with no friends. A great thing for parents to do is create opportunities for kids to interact with their peers and then step back and let things unfold. Because kids develop friendships and kids have friendships in a lot of different ways, and they're different than what adults do. So creating opportunities for kids to be around their peers, especially in situations where kids have a little bit of control over what they're doing. So not too structured of an activity, and observe how your kid interacts with other people. Occasionally, parents will spot things that their kids are doing that might be deterring friendships, ways they're behaving or ways they're talking to other kids. Sometimes it's just the case that some kids are a little slower to take to developing friendships. Parents don't want to be too directive, and parents can't make the friendships for their kids. They can just create the opportunities and observe and give a little advice. I think the big parent mistake is trying to do it for your kid. Having a play date where the adult directs everything, or putting kids in activities where the parents are sure an adult will structure everything so there isn't any harmful interaction or hurt feelings. And that kind of thing doesn't let kids develop their social skills. The first one is barriers of opportunity. Sometimes it's hard to find time when kids have a chance to hang out. Other times, and this is particularly important for middle schoolers, sometimes it's hard to find a place where middle schoolers can get together without adults being the dominant presence. So parents really need to support those spaces and places that welcome middle school kids and remind their own child to be a good citizen and make sure that you're participating and being in those spaces in a way that isn't destructive or bothering others. The other thing that creates a barrier is sometimes something to do with the child themselves. The child is shy. The child may have a condition that other kids see as unusual. And in that case, parents might want to do a little more coaching, giving some advice, but also just take it slower. Maybe continue to look for opportunities where that kid feels comfortable being around a small group of peers and giving them repeated and ample opportunities to make friendships at their own pace. Or that might suggest to kids that we shouldn't be friends with people who are different. Or it might limit kids' ability to develop social skills and friendships that go across different groups. As kids grow up, they're going to need to interact and eventually work with people from all walks of life. And so it's important that kids have a chance to get started learning how to do that early on. Making friends and being a friend are really important kid jobs. Parents can't do that job for their kid. And so it's important to create opportunities to develop social skills and develop friendships without being directive about it. Parents, sometimes you need to step back and allow your kid to learn how to develop those friendship skills. A great role for parents is to observe, intervene only if there is a safety situation, but then when the time is right, have conversations with your kid about how others might feel, how to develop empathy, some tips on being a good friend, and then provide a listening ear when your kid may be experiencing some challenges with making friends or being a friend.